each team is put out a player that they've already played to kind of represent the team and try and bring home the bacon, as they say. So for these teams, we are going to be seeing Honey Bear coming out from Integrity Gaming, and his opponent is going to be Jig.
Before we go too far, why don't we go ahead and give away that second code this evening?
Do have a second code. Now, if you've been a longtime follower of StarCraft 2 Community Team League, you know that there is a slight fascination with fruit snacks, especially among our good friend Fosta SC, and we have decided, in honor of him and his devotion to those things, the second code is going to be fruit snacks.
Ha! Yeah. And this is going to be, if you go to SC2CTL.com/giveaway, as was posted in chat there a moment ago. I'll post it again just for good measure. If you go there and you like the Facebook pages, for every like, when you enter a code, you get an additional entry. And once you like them once, you will always get the additional entries. So you do not have to like them multiple times, as that's not even possible.
It's true. Unless you unlike it and then like it again.
In which case, that would serve you no purpose.
Yeah, it wouldn't get you anything done except waste a lot of time. Practice your APM.
Absolutely. So, going into, and we're going to be giving away next week a Corsair gaming mouse and the grand prize at the end of the whole shebang. During the finals, we're going to be drawing for a Corsair gaming keyboard, and those are provided by MythLogic and courtesy of Corsair. Which, at the same time, reminds me that I should tell you about our sponsor, MythLogic. They are a custom gaming system builder. They have put up the monies for the prize pools of this league this year. $700 up for grab for the winner of the Master Grandmaster Division, $200 for the Platinum and Diamond, and I believe $20 for the Bronze, Silver, Gold. So definitely a lot of cash that was put up by MythLogic, so give them some support. Go to twitter.com/MythLogic. And follow them there. And if you entered in the giveaway just a moment ago, you liked their Facebook page, hopefully, to get that extra entry. Check them out next time you're looking for a gaming system. They do some pretty cool stuff, custom art on the systems, as well as a powerful system nonetheless. Cool Dell-like spec-out features on their site, so you can see what you can get for what budget you have. Cool guys. They're also local to us and very awesome, so give them some support. Tweet at them and also mention us and let them know you appreciate them as sponsoring esports.
Absolutely.
Also, SC2CTL, follow this Twitch page while you're on it. That will help you to stay abreast of when we go live. We go live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at the moment. There's been some talk of maybe adjusting some of those times, but if we do, you will know about those via the Twitter or the Twitch times, certainly, for sure. So, with that, enter in that giveaway, sc2ctl.com/giveaway. Get all the prizes we'll be drawing next week. You will see what those prizes are there. But with that, I think we can jump on into game number 6, featuring Honey Bear and Jig.
I believe this is game number 7, actually.
Game number 7, featuring Honey Bear and Jig.
Yes. If you have forgotten already, Honey Bear, I'll give you a quick recap. You can find him at Honey Bear SC2, Honey Bear SC2 on Twitch and Twitter, in both places. He got into Brood War in 2000, started it in StarCraft 2 in the Wings of Liberty beta. He decided he wanted to play against the best of the best and started playing competitively, and he has a Grandmaster's alternate account, apparently, but has been seeing a lot of growth over 4 years of play.
Absolutely. And again, we do thank the teams for providing those bios, as it does help us to introduce some of the players to those watching, as is the SC2CTL Community Team League. We do like to do that, as there have been a lot of players that have advanced out of here and gone on to bigger and better things, which is pretty awesome. But jumping into game number 7 with a score of 3-3 after being down pretty significantly, 3-1 at one point. Team killing spree. Jig. Almost said the other name. Slap myself.
We can call him Jack. Anyway, in the top left-hand corner, representing Integrity Gaming and rocking that barcode, it is Honey Bear.
So, a Honey Bear versus Jig. Two players that we have seen some pretty cool things out of in the previous games. The neat thing about ace matches is we get to see them again. He's definitely saying that this map is so weird. Back to Steps of War. The Galaxy maps definitely have a color and a flavor to them that are a bit different, but it is pretty awesome. It's hard to tell on the mini-map and in-game, but if you look at the full map picture, they are pretty beautiful.
Yes, they are pretty cool. Looks like we've got out of Jack here. Pretty early pool. Looks like he did a gas trick as well to get an extra drone out. That Overlord is being morphed in right now, so he is doing that early pool. He's going to try and end this game real quick. Wants to take it for his team. Honeybear just now putting down his spawning pool of his own. And so we will see what kind of defense he's able to pull up. It's a good thing that he didn't put down that second base, though.
Yeah, definitely, as there's going to be some big aggression coming out of Jig here.
So we hope that you aren't sick of Zerg versus Zerg early game, because that's what we're going to be seeing here.
Well, you know, we had a lot of calls out for the Zerg games this evening, and we have been able to produce that. ZVZ, definitely one of the favorites, especially these big-time aggressive ZVZs. So as we've seen in previous games, I mean, this could really go both ways. With an epic defense by Integrity Gaming's Honeybear, he could be putting himself in a great position by having this extra base, but if Jig can control this appropriately and get the appropriate amount of damage done, he could get a huge lead as well. There's really no way to tell going into this because it all comes down to the control. But here we go, folks, as Jig is coming in, and those Zerglings are going to be biting, gnawing, scratching away at that morphing hatchery. I wonder if the drone that's morphing actually can feel it swimming around inside there. Hey, guys, I'm in trouble.
Now, in case you aren't familiar or have forgotten, Honeybear is actually the one who held off so beautifully against Korean Air in a similar situation earlier in this same matchup. So we got a taste of his control then. We'll see what he's able to pull out now, but he's no slouch when it comes to microing those lings and banelings around.
The big advantage here is going to be that queen. That queen is going to help him to defend quite excessively, and now that, you know, he has lost his natural expansion, but he did not lose the money from it, only about 75 in that cancel. So, I mean, really, they're on quite even footings here. I mean, honestly, this is looking a lot like the Korean Air game from Season 1 with that aggressive drone coming right back down to put the hatchery down while still under big pressure from this early pool from Jig. But Jig, obviously, seeing that the damage he has been able to do is not going to work out, he's sending his Zerglings back home, but no, changing their mind, coming on back.
That second queen for Honeybear has come out, and this is what we saw against Korean Air earlier this evening, is using those two queens as the block on that short ramp, keeping the Zerglings out. They are a little bit decently far away, though, and so if Jack here is able to kind of micro his way around, he might be able to get up in there, but the Zerglings of Honeybear are equally vigilant, and they're going to be chased off.
The speed of Jack here is going to finish up slightly before Honeybear's, but that baneling nest is finishing up and popping out right now for Honeybear, so if he can get a couple banelings in here, that is going to make a huge difference in being able to hold off Infinity Zerglings.
Yes, so long as he can get those good connections. But
Honeybear moving out just as Jack is working his way into the base. There is only one queen here, so he cannot wall off the base. Speed does finish. That queen gets pinched off. This is going to be a big win for him if he can get this queen down, and he does, but there's a lot of Zerglings behind it for Honeybear.
And there are indeed, the lings do try and go up and get on that hatchery. However, Honeybear's lings speed does finish as well, and he is giving chase, it appears.
Yes, chase all the way back with a couple banelings morphing in behind. That is going to be quite the walk across the map for those banelings. But the train of Zerglings does continue across the map all the way back to Jig's base, where a queen is met and Honeybear is not going to be able to get anything done. So looks like it's starting to become a little bit more equalized here. The big difference is going to be these banelings, and there's no secret that they exist, as there's about 8 of them morphing in right in the middle of banelings, which doesn't usually work so well. It looks like most of them except one are going to get killed off. Oh, last one does pop out just before being killed off by the Zergling, and a nice connection there.
That's right, so now there are 2 banelings and a handful of lings, but it looks like Jack is going to be putting those queens on that ramp in position just well enough to kind of keep those lings out. However, one does fall, and the queen is forced to retreat lest it lose its own life.
And the lings of Honeybear got in there just the right spot to prevent that second queen from blocking off the ramp.
Yep. More banelings are in production. One is currently out, so Jack's got to be real careful here. Kind of decent connection, I guess.
Yes, the Banelings are definitely turning the tide here for Honey Bears. Maybe he isn't having the best connections in the world, but he's also spending a lot of money on them. 5 more Banelings in production. All of the existing Zerglings. So far, the worker count is just slightly in favor of Jig, 18 to 20. But now up to 25. But the army supply greatly in favor of Honey Bear with another big connection there, killing off a lot of Zerglings.
And now the, well, being reinforced now are a bunch of Banelings for Honey Bear, but oh my goodness. Fairly even trade there, I guess, on those Banelings, but now only 2 remain. They're not going to get a whole lot done. They're forced to come back to try and not just be killed mercilessly by that queen.
I almost wanted to see those Banelings set up shop right next to the morphing Zerglings there and just pop on them as soon as they came out. But looks like some nice control there by Jig as he controls and loses only a couple Zerglings to each of those Banelings, killing off these other ones before they morph. But is it going to come out before? Oh, and it does pop just before it gets killed, killing every single one of the Zerglings of Jig.
That's right, Spinecrawler is going down now to try and defend against us. The drones go to try and protect the queen, and they will lose their lives valiantly doing so. That queen doing its best to kill these lings, but there are just so many more lings come to try and support, but that queen is not long for this world. Sure enough, it does go down. 4 Banelings entering as well. And, geez, just an onslaught of lings all over the place. Banelings are moving up now, making their way into the mineral line. Drones are forced to be pushed back, and that queen is going to fall. Another queen. Only 1 Baneling remains, however. Some bad connections there against the queen, and he's going to have to be careful with how this one connects, but it's got blood on its mind, and there's the GG.
GG. So that is going to be game win number 4 for Integrity Gaming, giving them the match win against Team Killing Spree. But man, that was quite the game. It really seemed like it was going to be fairly even there for a really long time, but then Integrity Gaming's Honey Bear did start to kill off a couple of the drones of Jig, which really turned it.
Yep, it did indeed, and there was just unprecedented kind of aggression there from Honey Bear, continuing to try and push in a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, and eventually was able to break in, securing the win for his team. So Integrity Gaming does win 4-3.